Nyzul Isle or Nyzul Isle investigation capture, the third one. And we're going to start off by getting ourselves an ID tag and go ahead and head into it. First things first, we're going to talk to Sorrowful Sage like we have been, and we're going to go ahead and get the thing. So, Isle investigation, yes, return. This time around, we're going to be going through floors 6 through 10. I don't know how much of I don't remember how much of Nyzul Isle I have completed, but I do want to get through it or get as much of it as I can done. That way, we can work on capturing things like the boss floors and whatnot, as well as getting like the rates for rooms and whatnot. I did a little bit of reading of Nyzul Isle investigation as a whole on the wiki while I was at work last night. So while we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and just okay. Can I not use this here? Oh, okay, I have to trade it to the one person in town. We will do that in a little bit. And we'll actually capture it on here, so that way we can get the IDs and whatnot for that. I want command verification, yes, 50 credits. And let's go ahead and into Nyzul Isle and get started. Nyzul Isle investigation, yes. So one thing that I did have to learn about, and it's something I kind of thought was the deal. As soon as you enter, your timer starts. So basically, unless you're doing a boss floor, don't bother getting anything out of the box. Just go ahead and get straight right on the floors. You'll know that you'll be doing a boss run that day if you're gonna reach any of the floors that's visible by 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80, or 100. I noticed that in retail here, there's no battlefield status associated with Nyzul Isle. I'm not sure if that's... I'm not entirely sure whether or not this isn't an instanced event. Okay, so now that we're doing this, we're gonna go ahead and... Okay, so I'm at floor 11. So we're gonna do 6 through 10 right now. Requires 500 tokens, which I have. Alright, what's our thing? Eliminate specified enemies. Do not destroy archaic gears. Okay. We're going to go ahead and spectral jig up then. So this part is they're going to be regular enemies, but they're going to con impossible to gauge, which is... Oh, okay, so I have those. So they're going to be Nyzul Isle specific enemies, but they're going to con impossible to gauge. Okay, so it looks like the chariots are going to be the ones we're going to want to get. We're going to go ahead and provoke this one. I was considering using Trust this time around, but I think I'm going to save those for when I do boss floors. Mostly because I don't want to have all the data from Trust interfering with the captures for this. it is kind of unusual playing on Era for as long as I have, which is a DSP server, to see enemies actually roaming around. I'm gonna hope there's no gears around here. And I forgot that on retail, Savage Blade is actually stronger than Vorpal Blade is. Forgot. That's why I use swords here in retail as opposed to a great axe. Mostly because I do not possess the relic great axe or any other powerful great axes. But Savage Blade in retail is incredibly strong. So that is perhaps something that needs to be coded with for 99 DSP. Okay, our objective is complete, so we're going to go ahead and make it onto the next floor now. I'm just going to go back the way I came. There are 8 floor or different maps for Nyzul Isle, for the floors that is. Each one of them has variations that have different areas of them cut off. You can't use the map feature in Nyzul Isle, so there's no point in trying to bring that up. It will tell you that there's no map for the area. That's why I have FFXI DB disabled while I'm in here. And then we're going to go ahead and drop invisible. I'm feeling platform to the right. Eliminate enemy leader. Blue magic is restricted. I do not have, or I'm not a blue mage, so therefore I do not care about blue magic being restricted. Oh no, I forgot about that. So the NPC for this one is going to be specific to Nyzul Isle. There's going to be an NM specific to Nyzul Isle. If you will not find any of the regular NPCs, the regular NMs from the rest of the game, you will find them. They won't count as credit though. The enemy leader has to be one of the NMs specific to Nyzul Isle. I believe that's our one guy right there. Right there. Okay, so now Spectral Jig back up. We head on to the next floor. So yes, when you get to those choices between left or right, you have a chance of getting either a boost or a restriction, and it's completely random as to what those are. Travel to the next floor. You also have a chance of reaching a free floor, which has been a bunch of chests. Eliminate specified enemies. Avoid discovery by archaic gears. So this one, oh no, that's actually terrible. So there are penalties involved if you get discovered by the gears. For this, you're going to want, oh no, I forgot. Sneak was still up. You're going to want a ranged weapon. I do possess ranged weapons. Okay. What you can do is when you see gears, you can attack them with a ranged weapon and kill them, and that won't count as discovery. But if they aggro you, or if you try to use a thing like job abilities on them, that does count. So let's try. Okay. This is why it is recommended that you have a warrior. Well, one of the reasons why it is recommended to have a warrior, just because a warrior can equip so many different weapons, including ranged weapons, for Nyzul Isle. Just make sure that there aren't any more gears before I make a trip through here. Okay, so there's 2 archaic gears right there. We're going to go ahead and range attack them again. Oh no. That's what happens if you get seen. You get penalties. So basically you can get a random path those just by doing that. The same thing goes for on floors where you're not supposed to destroy any archaic gears. You can get penalties for that as well. We'll jig back up and then we'll head on. We'll see if we can find the NM we're supposed to defeat for this floor. Hopefully we don't run into any more archaic gears. I believe that's the one right there. Check it. Impossible to gauge. Yes. Unfortunately, another thing you got to worry about is ice spikes when you're dealing with mind flares. It won't bother me so much because I'm level 99 cap right now, but it will be an issue in 75 cap, which is what I'm capturing this for. The recommended thing is to have a blue mage with some sort of dispel. Typically, blank gaze if you can look at it directly, or voracious trunk. Oh, looks like I have to walk through here to actually get back to the lunar transfer. Oh, I was wrong. That was not the correct NM. It was a NM, but it wasn't the one I was supposed to defeat for the floor clear. Wait a second. Let's look at it again. Look at the... Specified enemies. Okay. I was right in killing the mind flare. I was wrong about what the objective was. The objective was to defeat all enemies over there. Apparently the mind flares are the ones for this floor. So that was one that I needed to kill. There's no more enemies this direction, so we go back over here. There's some more archaic gears right there, so therefore we're going to go ahead and range attack them again. Among the penalties you can get pathos, which limit you what you're allowed to use. Like for instance, the last floor I was restricted from using blue magic. You can get restricted from using things like white magic or job abilities or weapon skills. You can also get a time limit penalty. There's a Psycho Flare right there. Or Psych Flare, not Psycho. These things have a lot of HP too. Okay, and now it's complete. So we'll jig back up and head back to the Runa Transfer. It is recommended that you bring some sort of movement speed up. I'm wearing my Hermes sandals. Yes, Hermes sandals. The sad thing is I do not remember how I got them on retail. I think I bought them off the auction house. Oops, that's not the way I need to go. It's best to try to remember which way you go through whenever you're going through levels on there, because there is no map. Even if there was a map, you would have to like leave markers in order to remember where the Runa Transfer is. There was a capture that I did earlier on. I think it was my first successful capture of Nyzul Isle that I actually got lost on one of the floors I was on and spent a lot of time running around trying to get past the first floor. I believe I used up approximately 10 to 11 minutes trying to find the Runa Transfer. Eliminate enemy leader. Okay. So this one we're looking for a specific NM that is excuse me. That is specific to Nyzul Isle. That is not anywhere else to be found in Vanadil. It's generally not too far away from the Runa Transfer. That is definitely not one. A Stygian Puggle is a standard enemy. I'll check in here real quick. A Mocha is one of the potential ones. This is a retail server, specifically Bismarck. Okay, that leaves this one completed. We'll head on to the next to the next floor after this. And then we'll go ahead and leave after this one. We'll trade in our red crab for the mount. We'll get that capture as well. Eliminate specified enemies. Okay. So we gotta figure out which enemies we need to defeat for this one. So I made 2 lefts so far. Racing chariots. That may be potentially be. Yep. So the chariots are the ones we need to defeat for this floor. I will say that after I clear this floor... Oh, wait a second. Is this floor 9 or is this floor 10? This is floor 10. So this is our last floor. before I exit out, I'm gonna see if I'm allowed to summon Trust while I'm in Nyzul Isle. That is something I've yet to test out. So we need to find more chariots. So we just came back into the room which we entered in from. So this would be right from where I came into that room from. So I would need to make a left to get back to the rune transfer. Jugular Hecatome. That's not who we want to fight. That is the rune transfer from which I entered. And there's it. I'm going to go ahead and range attack this one. It is kind of dangerous to be using Spectral Jig in here. A lot of enemies aggro to job abilities in here. Okay, Rampart. Racing Chariot. I'm hoping I don't get aggro from that Rampart. Time is going to be your major limiting factor when you're climbing Nyzul Isle floors. You have literally 30 minutes from the time you enter to do as many floors as you possibly can. However, you can only enter in at floors like 1, 6, 11, 16, and so on and so forth. So even if you clear, like, say I do up to floor 17 and I exit out, I would still only be able to re-enter in at floor 16. And floor progression is a point, or is a matter for weapons, or for latent breaks for mythic weapon skills for that entire quest line. Is also important. Well, that's the major one, but it also is important for you to be able to climb. So you have to be able to defeat the boss floors in order to get the Nyzul Isle armor drops. Also, you have a higher chance of getting the Nyzul weapons. I think it's guaranteed to get a Nyzul or a mythic weapon or a base mythic from one of the bosses. But I believe it is random as to which one you get. And now I'm starting to feel a little bit lost here. Thankfully, I still have plenty of time to complete the floor before. Oh, there's Leaping Lizzie, and there's another chariot right there. Okay. We'll go over here and then we'll go ahead and pull this chariot. Bam. And that leaves that complete. We'll go ahead and exit now, and then we'll go ahead and report our success. I'll trade in my item for the crab mount, the red crab mount, and that will end it for this stream. I might come back and do this again here in a little bit to capture more floor clearing. That's not the way I wanted to go. Oh, there's the rune transfer right there. Drop invisible. And we'll go ahead and exit right here, right now. Exit the assault area. Yes. If you fail out of Nyzul Isle, you do not get any tokens. Hopefully with the amount of data that we've been capturing on here, this could be helpful to completing more Treasures of Ottergon content on DSP. I'm going to go ahead and grab ourselves another Imperial ID tag. Okay. I want to go to another home point. Go to Juno. Go to Upper Juno. I think it's Upper Juno. Let's go to the auction house one. Yes. Mapototo. That sounds like a Taru name. You're gonna have to forgive me. I do not remember where this NPC is. I might have to look it up real quick. Hello there. Alright, I'm just gonna look it up. What's their name again? Their name is Mapitoto. I am on the Bismarck server right currently. I have been on the Bismarck server ever since I started back in 2003. G7 looks like they're inside the Chocobo stables. Nope, looks like I'm wrong about that one. Good on me for not being an Asura. I actually had a friend who used to play on Bismarck who transferred to Asura. So G7 is going to be north of where I'm at. Huh. Nope, G6. Yes, that seems to be where most of the North American players go to nowadays. If only they would allow, like, extra characters to be created on multiple servers without having to pay extra fees. So I am G7. I do not see this NPC. But let's just do this. Wide scan. Track. Let's do that real quick. It looks like they might be inside the M&P. Actually, no, they're this way. I'm getting confused now. Oh, I think they might be in the weapon shop. Or not. Hold on a second. Check my map again. They're right... Supposedly they're right here. Yes, they're right here. Right here next to the chocobos. Go ahead and trade them my red crab for a mount. Okay, and with that, I now have a new mount. Unfortunately, you can't use mounts in towns. Otherwise, I'd show you. And that's going to be some more, and that should be helpful for more DSP development. I'm going to go back to well, here's one thing we're going to do. We're going to go to current region, gardens. We're going to go to the Mog House Warp Point. Mostly because I want to capture data I'm using the survival guides. I do enjoy the mounts. On one of the private servers I play on, they just recently implemented the mount system. They didn't fully like get it in there, like the quest doesn't work and whatnot, but they have like workarounds for it. Survival guide, yep. No, that's the hunt register. Survival guide should be right over here, though. Oh, it's over here, by the... teleportation assistance. I want to go to Western Ottergon. Ottergon Whitegate. Up and away. I both agree and disagree. I'm not a huge fan of the trust system, even though I was supposed to try, even though I said I was going to try it in Nyzul Isle. I forgot to. I do like survival guides. I think that was a handy tool. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and log out right here, and that's going to end it for this stream. I'm going to go ahead and upload this to YouTube next, and upload my log files so that are for DSP development. So we're going to go ahead and unload Packet Viewer, and I will see you all next time.